Breaking news from KXAN News.
We start this Thursday morning with breaking news and a man dead in North Austin.
Yeah, Austin police say someone shot him on North Lamar Boulevard near 183 and Runberg Lane. There's a map to give you an idea of the location, and this is a live look now at the crime scene. The shooting happened around 1:30 this morning. So what we know is right now the Austin Police Department is looking for the shooter. They do not have any roads blocked off right now, but you still see that there is an active investigation from our live look this morning. We are going to listen in on a press conference with the police department to give us a briefing on exactly what happened, again, when it comes to this investigation near Runberg. Going in depth, this is Austin's first homicide of 2023. Last year, there were a total of 71. The record was in 2021 with 88 homicides total.
First warning weather with meteorologist Kristen Curry.
Good morning. A look at our clouds and radar. Not showing anything too exciting on our Thursday. We appreciate you waking up with us, and thank you to those who are listening in on our new podcast. Our temperatures this morning are going to be colder as those clear skies settled in overnight. Live lit from our Whittlesey Landscape Supplies weather camera there. We can see I-35 beautifully fogged, not an issue this morning. Temperatures now in the 30s in Georgetown, 43 Austin, 41 Burnett, 36 in Mason. We've got most of us in our eastern counties in those low to mid 40s. Like I said, visibility shouldn't be an issue for us. And in fact, not only do we not have clouds at the bottom, we won't even have clouds up top today. Clear blue skies expected from most of us through the entire afternoon and early evening. Temperatures going from the 40s to the 60s, on our way to 70 degrees this afternoon. Air quality looks good. Not going to find any issues here. Rain chances stay out of the forecast for 2 more days, but then they do start to come up Saturday into Sunday. This is the next cold front that we've been warning you about. Still on time for a Saturday night arrival, but I do expect some areas of Central Texas to do better than others. So coming up in your first warning forecast, we'll talk a little bit more about the timing of this weekend rain and who's likely to get the most of it. Those details the next time I see you.
All right, thank you, Kristen. Georgetown crews are working to fix a water main break, and this could impact your drive to school. Tippett Middle School parents, you may need some extra time this morning.
Yes, the district says it could cause some traffic delays because there are alternate routes to follow. Some may not be as easy. Upon arrival, you should enter the campus as you normally do from Leander Road, but do not follow the drop-off loop to the front entrance as you usually do. That area is the one that's going to be blocked off, and traffic will be redirected through the front parking lot. School will operate on a normal schedule.
We know some Central Texas students are still on winter break, but when they do go back, hundreds are not going to have a teacher to call their own.
Okay, KXAN's Nabil Ramad looks at the ongoing teacher shortage that's been plaguing Central Texas and what advocates want to see done in this upcoming legislative session to fix it.
For months,
I was teaching high school English at McCallum High School.
we've reported on teachers leaving the profession.
Now I work at UT.
Cost of living and low pay.
The cost of living here as a teacher, it's really difficult.
35.
Some of the driving factors causing teachers to move on.
And there's only so much we can take.
Many districts are still on the search to fill vacant teaching positions as we get into the second half of the school year. Hayes ISD says they have about 19 openings, but in Austin ISD, the job openings page, they show about 200 openings, with special education and bilingual elementary teachers having the highest need.
We need to do more for folks who are in the profession to incentivize them to stay.
Monty Exter with the Association of Texas Professional Educators says the upcoming session will be where many of those discussions take place, like pushing for better pay, health care, and putting more focus on students and the classroom.
And we really need to come together at this point more than ever to help to convince our state legislature to do what's right.
Exter says the pipeline for teachers is broken and needs to be fixed before we lose even more or stop attracting them to the profession.
It's not an issue of whether or not we can afford to do something. It really is an issue of, do we have the will to do something?
Nabil Ramadna, KXAN News.
This teacher poll by the Charles Butt Foundation, 77% of teachers here in Texas seriously considered leaving the profession last year. Meantime, if your child's teacher is really great, they could be making extra money. 2019, the Texas legislature established funds for teachers in high needs areas. Going in depth on this, there are 9 public school districts in our area that are participating in this program, and that doesn't include charter schools that have programs like KIPP or Harmony. Those teachers who reach recognized status can earn between $3,000 and $9,000 extra. Exemplary teachers earn up to $18,000 more, whereas a master teacher could earn up to $32 grand in funding. Texas Education Agency does not put a cap on teachers who qualify.
Austin's O. Henry Museum off of East 5th Street is once again open today. Yesterday was its reopening after months of renovations. You're looking at video of the newly revamped museum. We wanted to show you this video since yesterday we accidentally showed you O. Henry Middle School. But O. Henry Museum off of East 5th is open. Still ahead, the new power Texas parents have in deciding whether their kids should be able to take birth control.
Capitol Hill waking up still without a new House Speaker. Hear from the embattled California congressman hoping to win it about where things stand. We have some breaking news that we want to just update you on. We are expecting that press conference from the Austin Police Department about the city's first homicide of the year in a matter of minutes, and we do plan to bring to you that information live as it comes into our newsroom. So just want to put everyone on standby for that. But in the meantime, parents, we want to tell you that you are now going to have some more say over whether you and your children make this decision on whether or not to take birth control. There is a new ruling from a federal judge that gives parents more power over this.
Yeah, so an Amarillo-based judge argues that parental rights in the care, custody, and control of their children include the right to direct a child's medical care, which includes the right to consent to contraception. Now, the judgment will impact more than 150 clinics in Texas. We have more on this on our website, KXAN.com. Now it's time to go to the Austin Police Department describing the city's first homicide of the year.
We're basically just
because of the nature of being a crash at the time, and then officers arrived shortly afterwards. EMS did also. EMS performed life-saving measures for one near the car and was then pronounced within 30 minutes later. Right now, detectives are on scene. Homicide detectives are on scene and looking to find and talk. They have 2 possible witnesses right now that they're talking to, and they're going to take back downtown and talk to and find out what they saw or heard and go from there. They're canvassing for more. As you can see, it's dark and it's hard to find things in the dark, so they are here canvassing, looking for other items that may be associated with the with what happened. It was a crash, but then also the suspect is person in the crash is deceased. So they're trying to find out who, what, where, and why, and that's what they're looking at right now. Any questions you guys have right now?
Is this the first homicide of the year?
Yes, it is.
And was the victim shot?
I don't know yet. That's what they're working on right now.
Did they find bullet casings?
Yes and no. We don't think it has anything to do with it.
So as of this time, you believe it was a homicide, but it was not a shooting. It may have involved a car. And when we're saying a crash, we're involving a car crash?
Yes.
Where is that car right now?
Right behind me.
And right now, with all the residents in this apartment complex, are they still here, or is there any advice for people to live?
No, they're here. They're just not going to be able to go out into the scene right now. It's probably when daylight, the sun comes up, detectives will stay out here and try to collect more evidence.
Did this wake up a good portion of the residents in the area? When you guys showed up on scene, were there a lot of people around here that witnessed this?
No.
Or was it relatively quiet?
No, it's relatively quiet.
Do you think the victim died from the crash, or were they?
We don't know yet. That's why the ME's office is going to come out and let us know that.
And how did you hear about the crash?
People here in the neighborhood called in on it and said they heard the crash.
How many vehicles involved?
One vehicle crashed into multiple vehicles.
Did the victim have any injuries?
I don't know that yet. I haven't seen the body. It's covered up right now.
Any description of the potential shooter, or sorry, not shooter, but suspect?
No, not that we know of. Not yet.
With this being the first homicide of the year, what message do you have to citizens about what to look out for or kind of be aware of with this incident?
Just be aware of your surroundings at all times, especially at night, even in the daytime. Be cognizant of what's going on around you, what's happening, and do your due diligence when walking by yourself or driving by yourself or whatever, and be mindful.
Does this appear to be an isolated incident, sir, or should
right now, yes.
But are you calling it a homicide?
They are calling it a homicide, yes.
Do you know what led them to call it a homicide? What evidence they had to lean towards that versus a crash death?
They're not letting me know that yet. Anything else?
How long do you expect this crime scene to be here?
Probably 3 hours, maybe more.
Is it a large crime scene or is it focused?
It was focused, and looks like they're going to spread it out a little more.
What message do you have to any potential witnesses to come forward?
If they've heard or saw anything, please call the tip line and let detectives know what you saw, what you heard. That way they can put the pieces together better. Anything else? Nothing? All right. Appreciate it.
Okay, so a strange situation playing out here after a shooting along North Lamar Boulevard. It seems like police are really struggling to give us an answer on whether or not there was a shooting that happened. They're talking about a car crash, saying that they found bullet casings, but not saying that a shooting did happen, and what they are calling Austin's first homicide of the year.
Right, so what they're saying is that somebody was in a vehicle, and that vehicle crashed into several vehicles in front of this apartment complex off of Runberg, and that there were people who heard this crash. When they got there, the Austin Police Department, that's when they found a person who was dead. Not really saying that this is a shooting, at least concrete right now. That's why the medical examiner is on its way to give us an idea of exactly how this person died. But again, yes, the first homicide of 2023. We'll be right back as we get more details here on KXAN News Today. Sorry about that, everyone. It's been a crazy kind of start to our day on this Thursday. Thank you, Brianna, for that report. APD reported that they examined many things, including the murdery and robbery and various assault charges around the city, and that's when they came back with that data. Back in 2017, Austin City Council voted to end the city's juvenile curfew, and it was in effect for 27 years, starting in 1990, in the hopes of reducing juvenile crime rates.
The rule stated that those younger than 17 would receive 2 warnings. After that, they'd get a citation if they were out between 11 at night and 6 in the morning. City leaders wanted to find alternatives to the curfew. The idea was to help teenagers rather than criminalize them. That included better training for officers when it comes to interacting with young people and offering safe rides home. Also coming up with a list of safe places they could go 24 hours a day.
First warning weather with meteorologist Kristen Curry.
Good Thursday morning. We are quiet and dry. I seen by our clouds and radar. Nothing to worry about here. Temperatures, though, a little chilly underneath those clear skies. Here's a look outside from our Whittlesey Landscape Supplies weather camera there in Grand Shoals. We lost our cloud blanket, so these temperatures running a little bit colder than what we've seen recently. Seeing most of us in the 30s and 40s, 39 Georgetown, 41 Burnett, 36 in Mason, upper 30s to low 40s out across our southern counties. Temperatures down about 5 to 15 degrees, but I wouldn't get too nervous about this because we are going to rebound nicely. Dry air cools down easily, but it also heats up easily. And with all the sunshine we expect today, we're back into the 70s. It looks like this afternoon. Forecast high 70 degrees, just a tiny bit cooler than the 74 we hit yesterday. As far as those high temperatures go area-wide, I'll give you a second to find your neighborhood number. Most of us upper 60s to low 70s. As far as what's going on tomorrow, quiet, warm with a little more cloud cover. The action comes in this weekend. You'll notice the rain chances start Saturday. Those will continue on Sunday. There's going to be a cold front triggering not only those storms and showers, but also that drop in temperatures. Tomorrow in the 70s, Saturday, the last day in this string of 70s before those 60s come back in. So let me time this out for you, looking big picture here. I think your Saturday morning starts quiet, but then around midday we start to see those clouds thicken up, some showers moving through, and could even see a few thunderstorms in the mix once we get into the evening and overnight hours. I'm not seeing a severe weather risk yet. We will be sure to keep an eye on that though. Sunday morning probably pretty wet, and then you'll notice by the time we clear Sunday into Monday, we've got a little more sunshine on the backside, and that's going to help these temperatures rubber band right back into the 60s and 70s. New data this morning isn't showing as much in the way of rainfall potential, and we kind of saw this coming even yesterday. We're now going with anywhere from about 1/10 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch, isolated pockets of about 1/2 inch to 3/4, but this is not going to be a washout or meaningful kind of rain for everybody. I'm expecting eastern counties to do better than the rest, but hey, we'll take what we can get. It's the only weather maker we've got in our 7-day forecast right now. Low 70s today, mid 70s, and breezy tomorrow, except those winds are coming out of the south, different than the northwest wind we had yesterday. Cold front comes in Saturday night. You see the rain chances reflected there, but like I said, by the time this front clears Monday morning, the next time I see you again, it'll be a mix of sun and clouds. Temperatures in the 70s, overnights above freezing here in the 40s. We're going to continue to see that sunshine through at least the middle of next week.
NFL star Damar Hamlin may be showing signs of improvement.
He suffered a cardiac arrest during a game Monday night. Players and fans watching in horror as he collapsed on the field. He went to the hospital in critical condition, but now we're hearing from a family spokesperson who says he is slowly showing progress.
The doctors were pleased with how he did overnight, but he still has a long journey to go.
Buffalo Bills posting on social media that he's showing, quote, signs of improvement. Hamlin's family says he is still sedated, still breathing with the help of a ventilator. They say his oxygen levels, though, have improved significantly.
Dr. Ryan McCorkle at St. David's Medical Center says minutes count in situations like these. He says getting to the heart and helping it restart is key.
You need to do it as quickly as possible before you get what's called an anoxic brain injury, because when the brain's not getting blood flow, it's also not getting oxygen that is carried in that blood. And so after about 10 or 15 minutes, you start to get permanent anoxic brain damage. An AED and CPR will save lives. That is the difference in someone making it to recovery versus not, is getting that blood flow restored to the brain. The AEDs have instructions on them, and it's pretty self-explanatory, so that even a layperson can use it there, get it connected, and get it shot, because this is something that is survivable if it's done quickly.
Austin first responders wanted to make sure more people know how to provide life-saving CPR. Now, for a demonstration, you can go to our website, KXAN.com, and search CPR.
The makers of the most popular vaping products are about to pay a lot of money. Texas and 32 other states and territories reached a $430 million settlement with Juul Labs. Our state set to receive more than $43 million. It's after a 2-year investigation into Juul's marketing and sales practices. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton saying the settlement includes marketing and sales restrictions. That includes limits on in-store displays. Also age verification for all sales.
Thanks for joining KXAN News today. You can also listen to KXAN News Nightly every weekday after 5:30 p.m. for in-depth coverage on what matters most to you.